Tyler Cameron's here.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? A few things we talked about before we started, because I feel like those are the most interesting things. I asked whose pants are tighter.
Mine.
Okay. Who got hair and makeup between the two of us? If you guys had to guess.
Guilty.
But you don't even need it.
No, you want to know something funny?
What?
It
took a while. No, it wasn't that long.
When I got here, like halfway through hair and makeup, I was like, damn, Amanda's got a bougie ass show. They do hair and makeup. And then I realized it was my own hair and makeup for Fox. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because you woke up like this, you know?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Did she do your hair?
She did my hair.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was pretty much like that, though, when you got here. Mm-hmm. And another thing I told you before we started is thank you for removing the mustache.
Yes. You didn't like that? It creeped you out a little bit?
I'm not anti-mustaches in general. I think that you specifically look better without it.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah. I'm a clean cut, way better.
Why is it every dude's dream to have a mustache at some point in their lives?
I think it's just like being rebellious. Like I wanted to, really stick it to my people. I got a mustache.
Who's the people?
Like my friend, like agents and managers and stuff like that. People that are always like, you need to be this and that. I'm like, no, mustache, mullet.
So the mullet, how'd that happen?
I had like a 2-week grace period where I didn't have to do anything. So I was like, I'm gonna cut my hair off because I could finally cut my hair off. And then I gave myself a mullet. And then my agents were like, if you're going to go back into like society on TV, you should have a clean cut again.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, fine.
You know what why I think you do it? Because you're like the hottest guy in America. Stop. So you're kind of like, how ugly can I try to be and still see if the girls are going to be all over me?
I was doing it already with the long hair.
Yeah. You were like, my hair is messed up. This mustache is, grimy. Here's this mullet. Y'all still want me.
Well, I feel like the mullet is having a moment
It
right
is.
now.
Kyle did it from Summer House.
I don't know Kyle.
Okay. Oh, you would, I feel like, vibe with him.
Okay.
He had a mullet. It wasn't that bad. I feel, some people are doing it.
Yeah, I feel like moments have his moments. So I was like, you know what? I can finally grow my hair out and
I don't think it's for you.
No.
You have to have a specific look, and you have that, heart-throbby look. Okay. That doesn't go with the mullet. That's why you're trying to rebel. You're trying to rebel against the heart-throbby
I'm not a good rebel.
thing.
I'm a rule follower.
Yeah, you do it for 2 days and then
you're
like,
okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I'll cut it off. So another thing that you posted about recently was there's some controversy about whether or not you have your dick pierced.
Yeah.
How'd that even come about?
So I didn't even approve of the video.
Wait, to who? Who takes these videos and is zooming on in?
My videographer.
Okay. So is it a boy or a girl?
Who knows?
Who knows? Okay. Because the videographer is zooming on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting in there.
They're getting in there.
Getting sweat,
is that per
sweat
your
is just
request?
Sweat is dropping on them. I'm letting them be creative.
Okay, you're not directing the shoot.
No,
you're
not
just
directing.
doing your
I'm
thing.
just working out.
You're working out.
You know?
Okay, but then you're like, you see the edit, you post it.
I didn't see the edit.
You didn't see the edit.
If you look at the caption, it says, because it was a day we were doing press for Fox for the premiere, and if you see the caption, it says Tyler is working right now, but I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Here's another video.
Oh my God.
Love the videographer.
Did you could have gotten mad though, or no?
I don't get mad.
You don't care about it.
No.
You don't actually care.
No, and I never looked. I saw some comments about it. I was like, oh, it's not that bad. But then it became a thing. Like TikTok always takes things to the next level.
Okay.
Instagram is like PG.
Yeah.
TikTok's rated R when it comes to comments.
Yeah.
And TikTok was taking it to the next level.
What's some of the wildest comments you saw in that video?
It looked at me. It winked at me. It's pierced. All these things. I don't know. We have to dig them up. But so I was like, I was sitting at my uncle's house, and I was like, and the idea came up. I was like, I'm gonna play with this.
Yeah.
And I remember this video of the old lady, and she
that was funny because I didn't know what to expect. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this will go well, and so we put it together, and it did well.
Are we gonna keep this up? Are we gonna tell the people though if it's pierced or not?
Should we break the news?
Do you want to break it?
Yeah.
Breaking news right here, you guys.
Should I try and clang it on the? I'm just kidding. It's not pierced.
It's not pierced.
No.
Would you?
Never.
Would you get your nips pierced?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't get a tattoo, let alone a piercing.
You wouldn't get a tattoo?
No.
Not even of a rose?
Nope. Why rose?
Because you were on The Bachelor.
No, roses are dead to me.
Roses are dead?
Yes.
I brought you roses.
Good, you can keep it.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Are you going to open an OnlyFans?
No.
Okay.
No.
I feel like
I'm for the people. Free content only.
I know, but imagine you did.
Yeah.
How much money?
It's all right.
So much money. Okay. So
What you give, you get back more in the world.
that's true. Let's go back. Let's go back. What year was it when we first met you on Hannah Brown's season of The Bachelor?
2000.
Right.
Is it 2019 or 2020? I think it's 2020, 2019,
No.
2019.
19.
Yeah.
So we were first introduced to Tyler Cameron. Do you remember how that opportunity came about? Were you seeking it out?
So sort of. I was a broke jock doing construction, and
I remember your video. I asked you before you were like dancing in that empty.
Well, I told the producer I was almost a dance minor in college. They're like, no way. So let me see you move. So I bust out a mean pirouette back in the day, and in front of all the producers.
Wait, you
like
were really a
them.
dance minor in college?
I was like 2 classes away.
Oh, damn.
Guys, cheat code: become a dance minor. It's you and 30 girls in a class. It's amazing.
Wait, is that why you did it?
Well, that's how I fell in love with it.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was great. I went to, my first classes. I got sent to it because I was in punishment. I failed out my first semester of college. So my football coach was like, well, you can't play. You got to get your grades up. Here's 3 dance classes.
This sounds like a teenage drama, like on TV. Mm-hmm. Like the jock fails out of class, the coach is mad.
Yeah, but
puts him in dance class.
usually the jock gets the girl and then makes the football team.
And
goes,
did you?
I didn't get the girl or make the football team. So
What do you mean? You didn't get girls in high school or in college?
never dated anybody.
Really?
No.
Because you didn't want to?
Yeah, I was against it.
You were against dating?
Mm-hmm.
Because?
I got my heart broken when I was like 16, and I was like, well, I'll never do this again, and I'm just gonna focus on football.
Stop.
And then I met a girl my senior year in college, and then we started dating. It was like kind of like a whirlwind.
And were you in love with her?
Yeah.
Do you think about her today?
No.
Okay. Damn.
No, but I mean, she's engaged now, and I wish her nothing but success. But it's just like seeing how her life has changed and my life has changed, and it's good.
Do you think people that knew you back then would expect you to be who you are now?
Well, the funny thing is, I just went to one of my high school best friends is getting married to his high school sweetheart, and they had a send-off wedding party to Italy, and it was at the beach. We're all hanging out, and all the high school friends are all together, and they're all just dogging me. They're all talking shit. They're all like making fun of like the thirst trap videos and all the stupid shit I do online, and I'm like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about that when they're making fun of you?
At the end of the day, they want to come on my boat still.
Yeah.
That weekend,
Yeah.
So it's just we all talk shit to each other.
Yeah.
It's a small town. It's like small town. We love to humble each other. We love to keep it real with each other.
Yeah.
So
Keep you humble.
yeah.
So okay, go back to how you got on Hannah season.
So
Did you finish? You graduated college.
Graduated college. Was finishing up my GC license. GC license, and I was taking a break from studying, and I saw an ad for the WWE to sign up for the WWE. So I sent it to my boys, and I was like the wild kid on my football team. So I sent it to them. They like, this is hilarious. They loved it. They're like, see what else you can sign up for. So I found the Bachelorette, sent that in as well. And
Oh, you were looking for shit to sign up for.
yeah, because they're like, see what else you can find, and found
To make money?
No, just as like a joke of like what kind of crazy shit I can put as like on a resume,
Okay.
And sent it out, and the Bachelorette came calling quick and kind of rolled.
So you filled is it a hefty application though at first, or is it just a picture?
It gets to become a hefty application later on.
I
Yeah.
see, but the first step,
is like
a video.
yeah, like just me saying like I sent them one of my favorite douchey pictures I got of myself. Like during football, we had a football practice at the beach one time in college.
Yeah.
And I was in the injured group, so I was just rolling around in the water, and I took a picture with my teammate, and I'm like this, so it's like, in like my jersey halfway up, and
No.
I sent that in, and that was gold.
Gold.
Yeah.
They called quick. Wait, how old were you then? 20 what?
24.
24. Mm-hmm. So
25, because I turned 26 on the show.
On the show. So before that, you never were like doing modeling or.
So I just got into modeling. This is another random story. Like I'm on Instagram and I'm posting like stupid pictures, post football, college, meathead stuff. And this one guy keeps sending like fire ambulances under my thing. I'm like, what is this guy? Who is this guy? So I click on this page and it says casting director for blah, 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 blah. I don't know what any of that stuff means. And so I message him. I go, why do you keep commenting on my page or something like that, And he's like, have you ever modeled? I was like, no, I never modeled. He's like, you think about it? I was like, no. He's like, well, you should. Like, you should send me some digitals and I'll help you get modeled. I was like, well, what's a digital? Sends me what a digital is. It's guys in like underwear. I'm like, I'm about to send this random dude pictures of me in my underwear.
Sounds sketchy.
Sounds very sketchy.
Yeah.
But it's only weird the first time, so I did it. And you should see it. You should see it. The images were in my mom's bathroom.
Wait, did you check that the dude was legit? Did you Google him? Did you link?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Just sent it.
So imagine this. We're in my mom's bathroom. My brother's got a lamp like this, and my other boy, he's the only one I knew that had a nice camera. And we're taking these pictures. And I'm still a big boy from my football days at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm like squatting in my Calvin Kleins, taking these photos in my mom's bathroom. And we send it to him. And I'm like looking at him. And I'm like, am I really about to send these out to this guy? I'm like, what's the worst thing he's going to do? He's like, jerk off to him.
Okay.
So I was like, all right.
Sent him off.
I sent him.
Was he legit?
He sent him to all the casting directors in Miami. I
Yeah.
got yeses from everybody.
Stop.
Started modeling, set me up in New York with my still agent in New York. Like, it was crazy.
Take chances, you guys. Send random pictures.
Yeah.
To like weirdos.
As long as your dick's not out, don't send it,
That's crazy. Okay, so this kind of was all happening at the same time, it sounds like. You finished college. You were looking into things you could do.
Mm-hmm.
The modeling thing happened. You sent it. Did WWE come back to you?
They did like 6 months later.
And you were like,
I'm like, I'm already off Bachelor. I'm good, guys.
so you get into the whole thing of The Bachelor.
Yeah, I remember I got the call on a modeling job to do The Bachelorette. And I was in front of the Cartier store on Valentine's Day. And I was like a little bellhop boy, like in a little red suit with a little Cartier hat, and just like holding champagne for people walking into the store. And I remember I got the call, and me and my boys, we celebrated that night when I got that call.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why were you excited about it? Like, what excited you about it?
It was just another different opportunity in life. I had no idea what it was or what it could be, but it was just like a new adventure. I'm all for an adventure.
Did you know at the time it would be like, falling in love, proposing, like maybe it being actually really serious?
Yeah, but I never I took it at face value at first. I was like, if it happens, it happens. I'm going for an adventure. And if it comes with love, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah. Did you know it was Hannah?
So when they were doing my intro package, it was between Hannah B and Hannah G.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, say something if it was Hannah B, say something if it was Hannah G.
Yeah.
And then, but at the end of it, I was hoping it was Hannah B because I like someone with a big personality. Yeah. And she portrayed that. And so I was hoping it was her, and it worked out that way.
And you were in the final 3?
2.
Mm-hmm. So Jared Freed, the comedian?
Yes, he's great.
So for some reason, there are things that stick with me that he said to me when we've done podcasts together. And his theory about you cracks me up every time. It's that you got this God edit because he says it fun. This is going to sound funny when I'm saying it. But he basically says that Hannah was like that scene where she doesn't want to have sex with you. And she tells you. And you're like, okay. So Jared just says, because you said okay.
The whole world went crazy.
Yes. So he's like, you got this God edit. And Jared obviously screams about it, whatever. But it's just so true. Like, not that you're not great in general, but the girls, it's like, he's good looking. And he accepted that she, didn't want to do it with him. And do you feel like it was at that moment when the world actually went wild and they were like, and he's sweet and accepting and.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that week, it was crazy. The episode came out, it was mayhem. I feel like that pushed a lot of things over the top. And I remember Marie Claire writes Tyler Cameron,
a feminist
woke king, all these things. And, at first you pat yourself on the back, cool.
Do you remember that moment though?
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. And I think at this point in time too, we're doing New York Central Park runs, and we have like 200 women running with us through Central Park, and we're doing all these amazing things. So like it was like the craziest time ever. And then like, you know, they come at you with a book deal, all these things. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna write a book about? You know.
You ended up writing a book though.
Yeah.
Later.
What the hell am I gonna write a book about? So I sat around, thought about it, and I was like, it's honestly fucked up what people are praising me for. Because what do you want him to do? Be like, fuck it. Well, Jared says this. He's like, what do they think he's gonna be like? Fuck you for not fucking me. Exactly. It's like.
But do you remember that moment with her?
Yeah.
Like what you were thinking and what came out of your mouth?
Yeah. I mean, you know, she's like, I want to go to the fantasy suite with you, but I don't want us to have sex. And I was like, cool. Let's just hang out. Let's have fun. You know what I mean? Like. And like it was the best night. Like we had a great time. We connected.
Did you understand at the time why she didn't want to have sex with you?
No, but that was her answer. That's her answer.
But what's your theory?
I think the Luke stuff happened. The Luke stuff did happen the night before me.
Oh, where he got really upset.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so maybe that played into it. But I mean, I don't know.
I don't remember what my theory was at the time, but maybe we didn't know that what you just said. So I feel like my theory was. Maybe she was scared.
Yeah.
To like, you know.
I don't know. And like whatever her reasoning is her reasoning, and it's fine, you know.
Yeah.
But to me that was.
You became a feminist icon.
Yeah, but it's just I'm like if my boys or my brothers
didn't say that,
yeah. Like we got problems,
right?
You know what I mean?
Like, but how low are our expectations? Yeah. That what did we? I mean, I could have seen other dudes maybe manipulated, so it's not like I'm mad at you for not having sex with me, but like maybe seeing other dudes be like offended or be like, is it not real what we have? So yeah, your response then. So you agree that was like a pivotal moment.
Yeah, and what's interesting is this sparks so much conversations with my friends, with my agents, which my two best friends are girls. My agents, there's a full woman team, and I was asking about all these things, and then they're like, well, you know, there was like one account called Girls Against Oppression and all that, and they're like, you should follow this, and I was like learning from them, and I remember one day, like we don't think about this as men at all, but I was like, if men weren't around, what would you do? And it was like the simplest task in the world, like walk in the park, wear whatever I wanted to wear, do all these things. And I'm like, as men, we're fucking this up for a lot of people, you know, and it was a huge eye opener writing that book and having those conversations with everybody about, you know, there's a reason why the bar's so low, because a lot of men out there are just shit. And I hear it now. I hear it today, like, you know, I forgot who it was. I heard someone was like, yeah, I told her to delete her Instagram if we're going to start dating. I'm like, why does that matter? You know, like, why are these, you know.
How did you become such a respectful stand-up dude?
My dad and my mom.
Yeah.
And then I think my two best friends being Molly and Katie, like always like protecting women, you know, I always felt like I had to. And then my dad was always like, you know, I wasn't allowed to have my door closed whenever I had a girl home growing up. My brothers got to do whatever they wanted because they were younger. Because I was the first child, you know, so they tried everything on me. But it's just like, you know, never touch women, never disrespect women. You know, like my dad's like, I'll break your hand, you know. So I was
really?
Yeah.
Tough.
So, like, yeah, I had fear of my pops, but also my mom was able to teach me reasons why and respect. And when you have friends like Molly and Katie, and they talk you through scenarios and things that have happened to them, and you know, you learn a lot.
So you were never a fuckboy?
Oh, I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a way to be a fuckboy but respectful about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Write a book about that.
As long as we're all on the same page. You know?
Yeah.
As long as we all know what it is. And sometimes you fuck up and the expectations aren't the same. But you learn, and you got to learn how to communicate it more.
So did you fall in love with Hannah?
Yeah. In the bubble, I think.
What's the being in that?
And I think I fell in love with the allure of falling in love with the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Too.
It's like a whole thing. So were you upset when she picked Jed?
Yeah, I was very upset.
You were?
Yeah. I remember walking down. So they put you in a car afterwards, and they just drive you around in circles.
Oh, for you to cry about it.
For you to cry and talk and talk and talk. And eventually I was like, guys, I'm done. Like, I got nothing else for you. I'm done. Like, let me out of the car. They let me out of the car. The cameraman comes out, and he goes, I've never seen someone, like, you grow a relationship with these cameramen and like everyone around you because you're with them a lot. And he goes, I've never seen someone conduct themselves the way you did on this show. Like, you should be so proud of yourself. And I started getting me like choked up. And then my producer, who I got really close with, was like crying. And we were walking down this like beautiful like hotel resort in Greece, like in the mountains on the water. I was like, this is the most amazing thing, and it's over. And I was like, I'm always coming this close in my life, so close to everything, and I just keep missing it. And
you genuinely felt that way.
Yeah. And so I definitely cried a little bit. Went and got a 12-pack of beer, sat in the bathtub for 2 hours, put on some Juice WRLD, and an album called Goodbye and Good Riddance, and cried and got over it.
Stop. And then how long did it take you to kind of get over that? Until you were paparazzi'd hanging out again outside of her house?
Yeah, no, I think, the show happens, and then like, I was so cool with everybody still, and Jed and Hannah and everyone. Like, I was just supporting Hannah because I had no.
Oh, right, you were like queen.
Yeah, I had no ill will for her. Like, I love that girl. Like, I had so much like respect, and like the way she carried herself and handled it. Like, I want to be her friend.
Like, you weren't angry.
No, not at all. Like, and like at the point in time, I thought Jed was great too. At
that point in time is a key word.
Yeah. And even when the shit started to unravel, I was like, Jed, just be a man, face it. Like, go talk to her through it, and he wouldn't do it. And so, yeah.
So when did that reconciliation happen with you and Hannah?
I think it was right before I was heading out for the final rose, because I was in the Keys doing my like family lobster trip every year.
Yeah.
And she like calls me, and we talk for like 2 hours on my drive back. And she's like, they want me to ask you out.
Who's they?
Things. The producers. Like, I want to too, and kind of talked about it all, and talked about, just
trying
just
again.
Catching up. The girl can talk.
Yeah.
So, a lot, it was probably an hour and, and a half of her talking and a half an hour of me talking,
Did you feel like you would give it another go?
Yeah. I thought, I for sure thought I would, and, wanted to, and we've tried a couple times.
Yeah, and now she's getting married,
which is awesome.
Yeah, and that's like a whole story. But yeah, definitely bad choice on her part.
No, it all worked out.
Do you think that you ended up breaking her heart back?
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you can say that. I don't know. We try to reconcile really during COVID, and it was.
Oh, when you brought her out to the. What'd you guys call it? The COVID house?
Quarantine crew.
Oh, quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
brought her out there.
Yeah, so my mom passed away like 3 weeks ago.
I'm so sorry about your mom.
And before that, thank you. And so, my mom was obsessed with her.
Your mom was. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it would piss me the hell off. I was like, Mom, like, always posting about it. I'm like, you're just making it harder for me to like live my own life, Because everyone would go to her, bring it all up, it'd become news stories or this or that, but she loved her, and like they would talk all the time. I didn't really know that, and she was so good to my mom. And I remember like day 2 of sitting next to the bed with my mom. All of a sudden, I was like thinking about Hannah, and like my mom, like, why the hell my mom like this? You just think about everything when you're sitting in that scenario, All of a sudden, Hannah texts me, And then she's like, oh my God, I heard the news, blah, blah, blah. So we had like a long talk that night. And then she's like, well, I want to come out, and then something happened with her family the next day. So we were kind of leaning on each other. And then she's like, I want to come out for the funeral. And it was like a nice breath of fresh air. It was great. And then like probably a week after the funeral, I was drunk. I invited her back because I was feeling her.
Yeah.
And then when she came back, it was too soon.
Yeah.
With
I was going to ask you if it didn't feel too soon, not for her to come to the funeral, because obviously it was to support, but if you had any contradicting feelings of if to let her come, because,
no,
that's a lot to deal with on top of.
I wanted her to come, but then I didn't realize how crazy it was going to be. I mean, I was still mourning and dealing with my mom, and now you throw, it's a house of 8 people. We were all hanging in my mom's house, which is a tiny little 3-bedroom, 1,200 square foot house. And then so you throw 8 people into there, and then Hannah's in that mix. And so it's always craziness. And then my street became a parade because everyone found out Hannah, Matt, everyone was there.
So they would hang out outside?
So your cars would just line up and just drive by all day, every day.
My
So
God.
it was just like you're living in a bubble. you know?
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
so it just became so many things happening at one time. It was like, I can't even, you know, figure
was that
out how to be friends with you.
Crew, like, was it your friends rallying around you kind of? Like,
Yeah, I think it was both. And you know, I offered up to my friends. I was like, guys, don't be in the city during this. You know, come hang out in Florida. And so we all hung out at my house, and you know, it was great. I had a boat on I had a canal on my street, so we.
Oh, it's right outside the boat. The canal is like off the house.
Not off the house, but I have a boat ramp like in the beginning of the neighborhood, so we would go on the boat all the time. So like we were able to stay together and not be around people, but also like go on the boat and have fun and do whatever.
Do you still have that house?
Yeah, it's my childhood home.
Yeah,
30 years.
You're gonna keep it
forever. Yeah, I just remodeled it.
You're gonna keep it forever.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself living there with like a future family or something?
Maybe. I think one day down the road, my brothers or one of us will have like their first kid there.
Mm-hmm.
I think is like kind of what our plan is. But right now, we're gonna just rent it out.
That's special. And you're in Jupiter now, right? Is that your base?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I just bought another house that I'm gonna start renovating. So.
And you're living there
Yep.
with a lot of like traveling.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much entertainment going on in Jupiter. So when
how did you think about having your home base somewhere else, like New York, Nashville?
I
LA?
thought about New York. Like I lived here for 4 years,
Right.
But the thing part of it, COVID brought me back, and then I saw like the construction industry picking back up down there. I started buying land, and then me and my dad started building houses. But
how's your dad doing?
he's doing well.
Good.
He's doing well, much healthier now. But the one thing I love New York, but the one thing I never had a job here. It was always waiting for the next job. The waiting part.
So you like that in Florida you have your construction things and then entertainment biz things you can go and do.
I can pop out and do it.
Gotcha. That's a healthy state of mind.
Yeah, because if I'm just waiting for the next job, I'm in trouble.
You know what?
Little
Good for you.
On a Tuesday or a Wednesday, you know, it's not good.
Good for you. So let's talk about that time in New York. We were talking about it before we started. You moved into the One Manhattan Square. I asked you about that deal because I remember it was one of the first times we saw like a influencer collab on a home. Mm-hmm. It was like you got a discount to be the face of it.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, that apartment was my first big boy apartment.
Yeah, it was sick.
So I was living. Think about this room that we're in right now. Like, cut it from here over.
Yeah.
Into the end of that wall.
Yeah.
Me and Matt were living in that same room.
Oh.
Together.
What? A studio.
Well, there was three other rooms.
On the Upper West Side, right?
Yeah, on the Upper West Side and like a tiny little bathroom.
Stop.
And the roommate she's like.
Oh, so you guys lived in New York. Why were you living there?
Well.
After you finished The Bachelorette.
It was like The Bachelorette finished, and about halfway through it airing, my Molly agent was like, "You should come up here. Like, let's get you some work." And I was like, "All right, I ain't got shit to do in Jupiter anymore." So, came up here, and Matt's like, "You can come live with me. You come stay at my place for a little bit." So he had a bean bag. So he had a lofted, like full size bed, and under that was a bean bag, and I slept on the bean bag.
Like for days.
For 6 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How do you? But you're so tall.
It became a little crevice in there that I just found my home at.
That's and important to say. Were you going on dates with Gigi Hadid while you were on the beanbag?
Yeah, I was not taking her back to the beanbag.
Did she know though? Were you like, oh yeah, I live on the Upper West?
Oh yeah, they picked me up outside the apartment once. But
were you embarrassed?
Not at all.
Really?
This was my situation.
Huh. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I mean, it was like I didn't have shit to me. I know.
But you weren't broke.
No.
Wait,
I
didn't you make money off The Bachelor?
I wasn't able to make money yet, and so I was like, you know.
But you make money off the show, no?
No. You make nothing. You make a chance to fall in love.
Oh, as a contestant, you don't.
Mm-hmm. As a lead, you do.
As a lead, you do. So you were going out on dates with Gigi Hadid, living in the fucking... Did that make sense to you? Were you like...
Nothing made sense at the time.
Yeah, it was
Nothing
crazy.
made sense at the time.
I remember seeing a picture of you with her. Was it like Serena Williams?
Mm-hmm. Jupiter girl.
Just like chilling outside a bodega or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know her from Jupiter?
Well, she lives in Jupiter now.
Oh, that's crazy.
And Venus is in Jupiter.
What?
Jupiter's like a little celebrity spot now.
Stop. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan.
You're like the ambassador of Jupiter.
I am.
So you were in this life. So you're saying at the time you were like accepting it as reality.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, to me, you put me anywhere, I have fun with what I got, and I make the most of it. My one of my favorite sayings all the time is you got to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. You know, and that's what I was doing.
And salad out of chicken shit. Yeah. Can you tell us how the Gigi thing happened? Was it Instagram?
Yeah.
It was Instagram.
Yeah, I got a follow from her, and
everyone knew that.
Yeah, and I had no idea, and I also didn't know who that was. So
Shut the fuck up, Tyler Cameron.
I know who football players are, and I know who sideline reporters are.
So you didn't know, and then
So-
people
so
were
I
like,
look
"This
her
model
up.
is following you."
Yeah, I looked her up. I was like, oh. Okay,
She was like, "Okay."
I'll shoot my shot.
So you did. You slid in.
Yeah.
DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you guys, those Instagram DMs.
You got to shoot.
So not only, how many dates did you go on?
We spent some time together. It was nice.
And you even went to her grandma's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
That was wild. Because that's a family event.
Yeah. I was, I think they just wanted support, and if I could give support, that's all.
Yeah. And are you on good terms?
Yeah, great. She's, amazing, and I wish her nothing but success.
And really, after that, she got back together with Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Yeah.
You were the
beanbag wasn't cutting it.
the beanbag didn't happen. I mean, that's wild, and that just shows like how much confidence you have. Do you feel like your confidence really helped you in your life?
Yeah, definitely. I think I have confidence, but I definitely have things. I wish I was more confident.
What are you insecure about?
It's just sometimes like football. I got my confidence shook, and I was never the same player ever again.
Because you got kicked off the team, or you just didn't make it to the.
I had a staff, and it got difficult with.
So it was
the new
an
staff.
injury with you people.
Yeah.
With the sports people.
Yeah.
Like an injury fucks it up.
Yeah, injury and my own doing fucked it up. I was a crazy party boy in college, and so I was like the wild child on the team, and I took honor and pride in being that guy.
Like you wish you would have taken it maybe more seriously.
Yeah, exactly. And then when pretty much I did get kicked off the team my last year, I grad transferred out, played my last years at FAU, and I was like the clean goody good boy, was like student athlete of the year, newcomer of the year, all those things.
So why didn't you keep on that track?
I mean, I got picked up by the Ravens, got cut twice by them, tried to go pro again, got hurt, and that was it. But it was a little too late. If I was that good kid earlier, it might have been better.
It might have been better. Do you have any regrets there or no?
Lots, tons.
Really?
Yeah, but
you could have seen your life like parallel life, sliding door, Tyler Cameron, pro footballer. You could see it.
Yeah, I would have loved it. I had the ability. I believe I had everything there. I just kind of lost my mind a little bit, and had my first taste of freedom, and went crazy with it.
Yeah.
But it's a reminder to me. Like I remember I was at the Chiefs Super Bowl game and they won it, and I almost cried. I was like, man, I'm good enough to be out there. And then I was like,
you feel that still?
But it's a reminder. Yeah, it's a reminder to me that like I have great opportunities now. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, that's true. I see 3 sliding doors. It's like you could have been pro footballer, you could have been married to Hannah Brown, and now you have this life, you know? And I remember when you got cut from the show, I was like, he's going to be fine, and he's going to be, I said this, you don't have to say this, like my opinion was like, I'm happy for him that he didn't have to go down that route because like he's young, he's going to have so many opportunities, he's going to have so many girls. So let's talk about your DMs. Like what, do they overflow? Is Instagram like alert? Alert?
Yeah, the DMs are crazy. It's a dangerous place to live in.
It is, huh?
Yeah. You get everything from nudes to.
You get nudes?
Yeah. You get all types of shit in the DMs.
What do you do with the nude?
You just let them
yeah.
go. Let them go.
What if it's a really good nude?
You let it go.
Really?
Yeah,
So that's not the way to heart you guys.
I'm not a nude fan. Unless like you're like way in the relationship and a little
yeah, that's true. Like
picture.
I don't want to see you naked. I don't know you.
Yeah.
That's intimate.
So, yeah. So and then I would say that girls aren't very creative when it comes to shooting their shot either with DMs. It's like a hey.
Huh.
Or let's get married or hi. It's just nothing to it,
Let's get married.
Yeah.
What would be a good way to get into your DMs?
Just something. Just just anything besides hey. We're asking for just a little bit,
Yeah.
So I have one guy, my buddy Chad, and he is the best DMer in the world.
To girls?
Yes, he writes some poems. He writes amazing literature to these girls in their DMs.
Really?
He gives them like a whole scenario and then like an A, B, C, D, E date option. Like it's incredible.
Wow.
And it makes up for his looks,
Oh, he's not that cute?
You
should send a photo with you.
At one point, I was his other half of his Hinge profile.
That's so funny. Okay, let's talk about your new show, Special Forces. It's on Fox. It's airing on Fox currently, you guys. I didn't watch last season, I'll be honest. I am going to watch this season. I feel like I missed out. Now I'm like, wow, this show looks crazy. Hannah Brown won it last season.
Yep.
They throw you in crazy freaking scenarios, like Navy SEAL shit.
Yep. No,
right?
it's ridiculous.
So when they approach you about this opportunity, were you down from the get?
My immediate reaction was a yes. I just got done with a huge project. I was like beaten up. I was like, this would be a good way to get away from South Florida, get a little vacation. And I was
vacation?
Yeah. I watched it. I went and watched it. I knew Hannah won. I was like, let's Hollywood. It can't be that hard.
You're like, if Hannah won.
Yeah,
Did you ask her about it?
She spoke to me about it a little bit before, and so I had a little gist of it. And she said it was really hard. And of course, I'm like, yeah, she said it's hard.
Yeah.
Boy, was she right.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was so fucking hard.
So no phones.
No phones, which is great. I love not having a phone.
Yeah.
No phones. We're sitting in bathroom stalls, like right next to each other,
Why what do you mean bathroom stalls?
Me and you would use the same stall.
Like at the same time?
Mm-hmm. There'd be like a little wall, but I'd be passing you toilet paper.
So the living conditions even were gross.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You sleep on a cot?
Sleep. Yep.
Okay.
So it was a lamb slaughterhouse before we moved in there.
Yo. Okay, so you were into it. When you got there, were there any wait, what did I sign up for?
As it got harder, I didn't realize how hard it was going to get, and so but early on, I was like, I got this. This is fine.
Because athletic wise,
I got it.
Yeah. Was it only? And when you got there, did you realize that it was more than just the athlete?
Well, right off the bat, they do the Trinasium.
What's that?
It's where you're on these metal rails and you got to walk across. We're suspended 350 feet in the air over this river. And I'm scared to death of heights, and so that to me,
your heights is your
the psychological
fear.
Mental part, was starting to mess with me, and that to me was one of the scariest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
But then once we got through that, I was like, all right, can't be much worse.
Yeah.
And then it got worse.
It got worse.
It
Did they tell you who signed on when you signed on? Did you know who was going to be part of it?
I don't think you're supposed to know, but
you kind of know.
They gave my agent gave me a list of who she knew.
Yeah.
And then she said Robert Horry, and then I blacked out and forgot everyone else.
Is he an athlete?
He's an athlete, and so I didn't care about.
You're like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Is he a footballer?
He's a basketball player.
Player.
Played with the Lakers back in the heyday with Shaq and Kobe, and so I was a huge fan back then.
So did he turn out to be everything you thought he was going to be?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was like Robert. It was Robert bedtime stories. He would just tell stories at night.
Were you in the same room
I was
sleeping?
3 beds over. We all were in this one room sleeping.
On cots.
Yeah, it was nuts. I remember laying down to the right of me is Tom Sandoval, which I know the whole world hates.
Did you know of him?
Just I started to know of him because of the scandal.
Uh-huh.
And then to the left of me is Aaron Jackson, Olympic gold medalist. I'm like, this is a wild, and two people over is Robert Horry. I'm like, this is a wild room to sleep in.
Who were you closest with?
I became closest with Aaron Jackson, JoJo Siwa, Bodie Miller, Nick Vial, probably.
Nick Vial, and both of you are Bachelor people.
Yes.
Did you ever connect before this show?
Yeah, and I told Nick, I was like, I really didn't like you.
Yeah, I feel like Nick is, he's controversial in it.
Well, he's a talk show host, so he's always got to say something.
Yeah.
And I remember
us talk show hosts.
I remember the quarantine. He was saying shit about us and quarantining and us having fun and all that. I'm like, do you want us to be miserable inside of our fucking house?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck Nick.
Yeah.
and then I realized too, as I went through this world a little bit more, you guys gotta have an opinion. You gotta get people to watch your show.
Yeah.
So I just grew not to care. But when he was on the show, I was like, I gotta beat Nick's ass if I'm on this show.
Yeah. So you guys were competitive?
Oh, you don't really turn competitive against anybody because it's so hard. You just lift each other up and you're trying to help each other get through it.
Oh, okay. So he was a good friend there. Yeah, JoJo Siwa said that you and Nick are her chosen family.
Mm-hmm.
That connection is not...
That's the biggest surprise is JoJo Siwa.
Really?
Because
you remember her with the colorful...
Yeah, you look at her on Instagram and TikTok, you see the bows, you see the crazy colors, crazy outfits. I'm like, this girl is going to be so LA, such an industry girl, character,
She was different?
She was amazing. The way she conducted herself, the maturity, the leadership. I mean, she was the dress police. Like, she made sure everyone was wearing the right things, like, because we all had a match, and she kept us strict. And she'd be talking sometimes about getting dressed, and I'd be like, God damn, JoJo, shut up. But she was right, and then because we'd be getting rushed out, I'm like, damn it, she was right,
So she was kind of like the mom of the group.
She was, and she was 20,
and she's young,
and she's like, we got people all the way up to 52 on the show. And
so do you talk to her like a lot?
A ton. I love her. Like, I just went indoor
cute.
skydiving with her, like, which is like one of her passions. So
Oh,
that was
ew,
cool to
I
see.
fly?
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
What do you mean you hate it?
I hate that shit.
Why?
What the fuck is the point?
It's cool. It's
I
it's
hate
different.
it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Have you done it?
I've done it. Yeah, I wouldn't be so passionate.
Why did you hate it?
Imagine I didn't
Why
do
did you
it.
hate it?
You're in a tube.
Yeah.
You're like this. No. What's the point? Did you skydive?
Well, if you get good. If you get good.
Oh, if you get good and you can start doing like, she knows how to do shit like that.
She can do crazy stuff in there.
Were you good?
No, I mean, they said I was the fastest learner I'd ever learned.
Ugh, sucking some Tyler Cameron D over there at iFly. Are you gonna go back
With her?
to
Yeah,
iFly?
I'm gonna bring you too.
I hate it.
Our next interview is gonna be in there.
I hate it. Okay, I got really passionate because I can't even tell you guys.
Where did you even do it at?
We did it in Westchester.
Really?
Where'd you guys go?
We were like in LA or somewhere else.
Yeah, I took my sister for her birthday, which, like, you're welcome. I don't know. I was like, let's do something crazy. Okay, so you were saying about Tom Sandoval. What was he like?
Tom is Tom. Tom lives in Tom's world for sure. But
Was he like shaving his forehead?
No, but he was all like,
Manicured.
I remember the first day they started getting on him for his nails, the drill staff. And so the next day he's like taping his nails up. And then, he had like JoJo did his hair and like put it in a ponytail. Yeah. And so they gave him hell for that,
Oh, he needed like a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tom, he would get us in trouble. Like, the first day he got me in trouble. I'm like,
really?
This motherfucker is as bad as everyone says he is, Like, they switched up our numbers or whatever, and so I got his clothes on, which he's like a size medium on everything, and I'm an extra large.
Yeah.
So everything is like, I'm stuck in my clothes. I can't fit.
Oh, so clothes are a big deal in the Special Forces show. Okay, we'll find out about that.
We had to change and everything, and the next thing you know, we're getting cussed at by one of the drill staff because we're changing inside.
Oh, there are like rules that you have to follow.
Yeah.
So it's not just like turn on the cameras, Special Forces. At all times, you're like living this life.
Yeah, this is the least producer. There's no producers. There's none of that. Like, it's just you, drill staff, and then there'll be a camera here and there to keep up with you, but it's you and the drill staff. That's it.
Does it get like deep, like in interviews?
Yeah,
like you
I boo-hooed. I cried.
Oh, really?
Cried a lot.
So are you happy you did it?
Extremely happy.
And I saw you said in interviews about Tom Sandoval that he like was still hung up on Rachel.
Yeah, he had pictures of her and all that, and he was talking about her. I wanted to make it work with her, and he seemed very genuine about it. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think it's changed since. But aside from Tom Sandoval and Nick Viall, there are other people that are pretty fucking interesting. Tara Reid is on the show. Did you have posters of her on your wall when you were younger?
I don't know anybody.
Right. Okay. I should have.
But when they said that's the girl from American Pie, I was like, oh my God, that's her.
I mean, yeah, because American Pie is like
iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic. And so the only posters I had was Kate Upton when she did Sports Illustrated.
She had a moment.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So is that your type, Kate Upton?
No. I'd say my type is, I don't know, I'd probably lean more like Latin. I like, I love Jessica Alba. But like my last girlfriend was Dominican. Like, I love that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're also dangerous.
They're dangerous. Wait, what was her name? Your last girlfriend? I have it somewhere.
Camilla.
Oh, the one that went after Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Are we mad at her?
No.
No.
It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
But you were kind of in love, I feel like.
Oh, I was head over heels.
I could tell.
Yeah, big time.
Uh-huh. So she kind of broke your heart?
Yeah.
See, guys, even Tyler Cameron can get his heart broken.
I'm a lover boy. I feel like I'm like a hopeless romantic. Like, when I fall real hard.
Like, you forget, you just
and my responsibilities and everything goes out the window, and I'm a lover. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope the next one is like.
Yeah.
it.
We're getting there.
Do you feel like you want to already or no?
Yeah, definitely. I think being back in Jupiter has slowed me down a lot. It kind of like flipping the switch for me a little bit.
Would you be the Bachelor?
You know, maybe one day. Maybe one day.
For a good paycheck?
Yeah.
No, I know it's.
But
I know
for a good paycheck, but also like you got to be ready, and you got to like. Don't ever want to do The Bachelor if I'm not fully into it.
Yeah.
You know, because you're wasting their time too.
I know.
And you're wasting your viewers' times. And I think everyone we've seen who's done it just to do it, we could tell.
Right.
And it doesn't come off well.
Were you just at Hannah G and Dylan's wedding?
I couldn't make it.
Okay, but you were invited.
Yeah.
Okay. So who surprised you the most from the Special Forces cast?
JoJo.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, JoJo did.
How was Black China?
Black China, I got love for her. I was always trying to like look out for her, you know, and trying to keep her going. Like, you know, her and Tara were definitely like, you know, that bag was bigger than they were.
The bags.
Yeah.
Oh, you have like a
giant bags we got to carry.
Oh,
so
gotcha,
I was always
gotcha.
like throwing the bags on top of them, you know. And,
yeah.
But Black China, she was great. Angela, she was great, and you know.
So what's harder, trying to compete against 25 guys for one girl's heart, or Special Forces?
Well, I think The Bachelor prepared us for Special Forces. You know,
Yeah?
There are a lot of mental games in that one.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
There's a lot of similarities. Like in The Bachelorette, you would see guys just unravel. They would lose their mind because you would see them like, oh, he's gonna leave or he's gonna get kicked off because he's gonna bug the girl because they would get insecure about something. They'd lose their confidence, and you would see them unravel. Mm-hmm. And then they'd make up an excuse or a reason why or something, and it wouldn't work out. They'd be gone like that.
Yeah.
Same thing with Special Forces. They would start to struggle. They would get beat up, and something wouldn't, you know, they would be worn out because they push you to the brink, you know. And then next thing you know, there's an excuse that starts coming up in their head,
yeah.
And then that would validate them to leave.
So you're strong mentally, it sounds like.
I'd say I'm pretty strong.
Like no.
They put me in my edge a couple times.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a quick. Who would you rather?
Oh, here we go.
Who would you rather, Bachelor Nation? Okay. I'm not gonna do Mary Fuck Kill because that's like we don't want to kill anybody, but like just pick your girl.
Okay.
Natasha Parker.
Tasha Parker.
Kit Keenan.
Love her. Kit Keenan, love her.
Kaitlyn Bristowe.
Kaitlyn Bristowe. So who
You're
am I
picking your girl.
out of the three?
Yeah.
Natasha's the most fun. Mm-hmm. I think Kit's very cute. Mm-hmm. Kaitlyn's got to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she's like are you friends with Jason? Mm-hmm. So because of your friendship there.
I stayed 10 toes down for Jason.
Oh, it sounds like you're a little angry.
No.
Okay. Ariana Madix, now you know who she is.
Who's that?
She's Tom Sandoval's ex.
Okay. The blonde one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Raquel, Rachel, or Sarah. Oh, you don't know who Sarah Miller is from Summer House?
So this is between Ariana and Raquel.
Yeah.
Well, Ariana's richer right now, so we'll go Ariana.
Okay. He's a business kind of dude. Okay, Tyler, I could talk to you forever, but time's up.
All right.
Time's up, babe. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course.